Oh, I saw chickens today.
Chickens?
On the road. The chicken was actually Actually, multiple chickens were crossing the road. Good morning. So it is just before 6 a.m. I actually cannot believe I got up today at like 5:15. I was meant to wake up around like 4:45, but that obviously didn't happen. But I think this is just a massive improvement than what I've been dealing with the past couple weeks. I managed to get up early, get some food in. I'm just finishing my coffee now and prep for today's long run. Now, unfortunately, I pushed my long run from yesterday. Today is Monday, but better to get it done than skipping it. So that means all of next week's workouts, or I guess this week's workouts, are going to be a little bit delayed, which is fine. I've done this before, but hopefully I can get back on track next week. Today I wanted to film in depth what I'm doing to prepare for my long runs, because this is going to build to preparing for the marathon at the end of this all. As you know, the long run is really meant for you to practice for your marathon. This also includes the night before. So last night I really tried to focus on making sure I had enough carbs. So yesterday evening, Keen and I went out actually for Italian food. So we had some really delicious pasta, pizza, and then of course we finished with tiramisu. And that tends to be like our go-to for our pre-long run dinners as well as our pre-marathon dinners. So we had that yesterday, and then we both told each other we're gonna sleep early and wake up early. So thankfully what helped motivate me was that Keen is actually going to the gym this morning, and so that forced me to get up early this morning. So I've got everything ready. I've got my breakfast, and so now I'm here. And thankfully it is actually a long weekend here in Vancouver, so I don't have to rush or anything for work, thank goodness. This day off is much needed. So hopefully I can use this day not only to practice prepping for my long run, but also practice what I'm gonna do post long run, so that way my body is fully recovering after a hard workout. And then for the rest of the day, I'm just gonna be focusing on resetting, so that way I can set myself up for the rest of the week. So when it comes to my long run outfits, I don't really prep it the night before, although I probably should. But since it's summertime, I really don't have a lot to prep, and my vest has actually been out in the living room for the past week, so it's already out there. But for today's run, I am gonna be wearing these old, I believe they were called the Align shorts back in the day, but I got this back in 2019, and I really wish Lululemon had made these shorts again, because this has so many pockets. Like, not only does it have like pockets on either side, but it has like pockets all around the waist. So it's really handy if you've got a lot of gels and you don't want to wear a vest. But for today's run, I am going to be wearing a vest, so that way I have water bottles that I can drink from. And then for the top, I am wearing this Adidas sports bra. Like, I've actually been so obsessed with these bras because of the extra storage that it has. Again, if you're not wearing a vest, they are so useful for holding gels. So I do plan on wearing this type of bra for the marathon. So I'm hoping I get enough training in them so that way I can get used to it when it comes to race day.
And then side break. Really focus on squeezing hard when you are. It's only about 5 seconds. And then take that break. Just so they're not hyperextended. You want them going nice and wide, ending when they're in line with your body, and squeezing the back of the shoulders. Things from pressing your hips back and just keeping a very small bend in the knees.
Throughout all of my 70.3 training, I actually use this app called the Dynamic Triathlete app, and I actually used it for all my mobility exercises as well as some injury prevention exercises, like some prehab stuff. So I actually just did a posture correction exercise because I am someone who has really bad posture because I'm your typical 9-to-5 desk worker, and so a lot of my default positions is like a slouched back. So I'm really trying to open up my posture because I do find it actually impacts my running, especially because with a slouched back means caved in abdominals, and I want to make sure that I'm standing tall and opening it up so that way I feel strong while I'm running. And there have been times where due to my really bad posture, it's had a negative impact to my running. So I'm really trying to focus on that. So I'll sometimes do it before a really important run, like a speed session or a long run like today, or sometimes I'll do it after, but I really want to try and stay on top of it and make sure that I'm working on my opposing muscles as well as the chest and just activating the right muscles. So they do have a series called the Posture Correction program. It's a 2-week program, and then you just kind of repeat it however you'd like. So that's what I did today. I didn't do everything because I'm kind of now on a time crunch, so I did as many exercises as I could. Hopefully with these exercises my run will go smoothly today. So in terms of my hydration, I've got these 2 Solomon bottles that I'm going to be filling up with some electrolytes. So I am going to put some Noon in them. I am going to put about half of each because, one, I don't have enough tablets and I'm trying to save as much as I can until I can put it in order. And then 2, I don't think I'll need too much. I've got salt tablets as well, so I'm going to take that along with me in case I do need more sodium. It is a 23K long run, so I think I'll be okay, but as the run gets longer in duration and distance, as well as depending on the heat, I'll probably need a lot more electrolytes and a lot more sodium. So I'm going to see how half a tablet goes today, and then yeah, we're going to judge how today's run goes by the amount of salt I have and also how I'm feeling just overall. Also, hot tip, because I totally forgot to do this, I would sometimes actually put water just about halfway and lie them flat in the freezer so that way it's cold. And then the next day I would fill the rest of the bottle with water so that way it's essentially like ice cold by the time I'm running, because I do find that in the summer when I just fill it up in the morning it gets really warm. So hopefully it'll be okay during today's run. So this is the vest I'm gonna be wearing. This is the Solomon 10 Sense Pro. I really like it because it's super lightweight and it holds a lot of things. So it's going to carry my 2 water bottles, which are 500 milliliters each. And then in terms of hydration, I am taking with me the Morden Gel 100s. Also the Huma Gels This as chia seeds. I really like Humagels just because the consistency just feels so light. This is actually flavored, which is the lemonade flavor, and I actually don't mind this. It is a little bit sour, but when you're just constantly taking sweet stuff, I do like to break it apart. So that's why I'm going to alternate between the two of these. This also has some caffeine, so this should give me a little boost of energy. And I do want to start practicing with caffeine because I do want that energy, but sometimes if I don't take caffeine for a really long time and then all of a sudden I just take a load of gels with caffeine, my stomach starts to get all upset. So I'm going to start practicing with that and make sure that I'm training the gut as well. In last week's long run, I actually tried the Precision Fuel gel that my friend gave me, and I didn't mind it. I think I might order a few samples just to try it out again. It was very different to what I'm used to. It was similar to the Morden gels, but I wouldn't say it was as sweet. Like, I couldn't really pinpoint what it tasted like. So I think I might just order a couple again just to see, and then I'll determine whether or not I want to take that on as part of my nutrition for my runs. I'm gonna be working with these two, the Humagels and the Morden gels, and then I'm gonna take it every 25 to 30 minutes or so. So hopefully this will be enough. I actually might take one more with me just in case. Couple more things before I go out for my long run. So obviously when it's summertime, it's super sunny, so I gotta protect the face and the body with some sunscreen. So I'm just putting on some Neutrogena with SPF 50. I actually need to find a better sunscreen because if I put this on my forehead and sweat comes, my eyes actually get stung. I heard there's like a good sunscreen called Goop, I think. I can't remember, but I'm gonna look into that because I cannot afford having my eyes stinging when I'm sweating. So I kind of miss this. I'll put like a light layer, but I won't put a lot because yeah, I don't want my eyes to sting. And then I'm just gonna put some of this Coppertone Sports sunscreen that has 30 SPF all over my shoulders and arms, as well as back. I try really hard to reach the back, but you know, sometimes I can't, but it's the effort, I guess. A little here, also the legs. And then for additional protection, I'm going to be wearing a hat. I'll also be wearing some sunglasses as well. And also too, last long run, I had some really bad chafing in my inner thighs, so this is coming in handy. I am putting on this chamois butter that I actually used during my 70.3. You can use Body Glide or anything similar. I hear Vaseline is actually a really good alternative. And I just put it in the areas where there's some friction with skin, or sometimes I'll put it just underneath my sports bra, because sometimes if my sports bra is too loose, it tends to cause friction when I'm moving. So I'll probably put some there just in case, but most important areas are the inner thighs. Hopefully that lasts me for a bit. And then I'll actually put some underneath my bra. Here, I tend to chafe here, and also the back. Sometimes I'll get chafing from my hydration vest, so that's why I don't really like to wear that, because it's just so, one, restricting when I'm running, and two, I can sometimes chafe from it, like especially here, which reminds me, I need to put some on my neck, as well as here, where my lats are. It's just, you know, the joys of running. It's so crazy how just a couple hours make a huge difference in the temperatures. It actually feels so nice right now. So I know Chicago is mainly flat, but sometimes I like to include hills because it does make you a stronger runner. I do have a really bad habit of not doing it, but I'm trying my best to include more hills in my training. We're just past the 25-minute mark, which means I am getting ready to take my first gel, which is going to be the morning gel 100. I just finished halfway of marathon pace and I'm actually feeling pretty good, thankfully. And of course, just as when I start getting into my run, headphones die. Damn it. Finally, 10K at marathon pace, all done. Now it's time for 6K easy. And just like that, 23K done and dusted. Oh, I saw chickens today.
Chickens?
On the road. The chicken was actually multiple chickens were crossing the road.
Oh, were they getting to the other side?
Yes. Oh my god, there's chickens. So I'm finally all showered, ready to start the day. I'm actually editing this video that I need to get out to you guys because I am so late in publishing this video, but I did want to take a moment to recap my long run because this was one of the best runs that I had to date within this marathon training block. And the run itself was structured to be 7K at easy pace, and then the working effort was 10K at marathon pace, and this is at marathon goal pace, which is supposed to be around 5 minutes per kilometer, and then finishing off with 6K at easy. And I was a little bit hesitant / worried about this because this was the first time I was going to be running at marathon goal pace, and I had no idea how this was going to go, especially with the heat. I was like, okay, maybe I'll start a bit slower and then ease into it. So I tried to start at around 5:10, and it looked like I hit 5:05 for like the first 2 kilometers of that 10K interval. And then I actually managed to maintain it so much that it felt very comfortable. And then halfway through, I was like, okay, maybe I can work towards a 5-minute pace. And I managed to hit between 5 to 5:05 for that whole thing. There were actually a few kilometers where I hit 4:59, and I was like, oh my god, this is maybe a bit too fast, especially so early on in the training. So I wanted to keep it conservative, and I felt really strong throughout, which is such good news. And it wasn't until the last 2 kilometers where I actually started to struggle. I think the fact that my headphones dying halfway through when I was just getting into the run kind of made it a little bit more difficult. And I kid you not, like once it was like 8 something, the temperature just changed drastically and I was starting to heat up. So it was definitely getting harder, but I had to like talk to myself in a very positive manner to give me that mental prep. And I managed to finish it strong. Overall, the average pace for the run itself for that 10K was 5:01. So I pretty much hit the nail on that. So hopefully I'll be able to maintain that as the runs get longer, so we'll see what that looks like. But I think overall, being able to prepare for this run the night before, just both physically and mentally, you know, I got my carbs in, I slept early, I was trying to calm myself down and not psych myself out, helped so much. And then getting up early in the morning definitely made a huge difference. I think running at 7, I definitely wish I could run a little bit earlier. I don't know if this is going to be possible for me because of my track record, but running at 7 in the morning definitely made things a lot easier on the body. Like, the temperature felt so much cooler, so I was really happy with that. And then yeah, managed to finish it strong, and then overall pace looked like it was a 5:36, and I didn't chafe, so I'm really happy about that. I think the chamois butter that I put on my lats, in between my inner legs and my neck, helped so much that when I showered, I felt no stinging. So that's always a win. So yeah, now I am just gonna finish editing this video, pump that out, and then I've got to do the laundry and then just reset for the rest of the week. I kid you not, I was sitting at that dining table for God knows how long, and now I am feeling so like restless that I had to like move around and fold some laundry, put the dishes away, and then after I am just going to foam roll and just massage gun my legs because it needs to relax. I'll also probably take some magnesium tonight to help me relax. But I hope you guys enjoy this video. Don't forget that I do have a series, which is the Road to Chicago Marathon series, if you'd like to catch up on all my videos that documents my marathon journey. And with that, I'll see you in a later video. Bye.